What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Wolf, so you can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, happy Friday, dude. How's it going?
I'm hoping for your sake. The weekend will pass, and I think you'll feel better. You've got to be at the tail end of it now.
You know what? I would hope so, but it's funny because I got
sound a little more normal.
I do a little. I have a little bit more energy back into me. I'm feeling pretty good. A little scratchy still in the throat. I'm telling you, those kids, man, they're just walking in infestations. So we'll see. Yeah, hopefully by Monday I'll be back to my chipper self. But dude, we got a wicked show today where everybody can be joining us live over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG Reviews. If you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, your podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, we have some sad news to start off today. As Bethesda delayed one of the biggest titles this year for Xbox, could the classic Metal Gear Solid return with a remake? And Ubisoft has 3 new titles coming this year, and one we can't believe is actually happening.
Yeah, a bit of bad news, a bit of hopeful news, and then some safe.
Yeah, it's some safe news. Absolutely. All right, you ready to actually, before we get going, but before we even get going, it is a weekend. We're here, we're ready to go. I'm pumped for the weekend. What are you playing this weekend?
I'm getting a lot of badminton in. I'm not going to talk about it too much here because it is for review purposes. I think some people will put that together, but
that's fair. For me, I'm still grinding out Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm approaching the 75-hour mark. Dude, I feel like I'm wrapping it up close. I'm close to the end. It's getting there, right? Yeah. You can start to sense the climax, right? And I'm 75 hours in though. I'm looking forward to the next Assassin's Creed, and I'm hoping it's only like 30 to 40 hours long.
Hey, if you're gonna pick a location for the next Assassin's Creed, what would you do?
So if I could, okay, so here's what I know is kind of what I've heard is happening versus what I would like to see happen. What I've heard is happening is it's going to be over in Baghdad, right? Basim is from that area, from that location, so he's going to go back over there, and then we're going to hear that story. That's where the next location and character is supposed to be coming with the next Assassin's Creed game. What I would like though, dude, we've all wanted it. Why haven't we seen one set in feudal Japan?
Exactly what I was thinking. As there's like a Native American edge that they could throw in there that would be really cool and kind of out of left field. But yeah, what everybody wants to see, I think, is Edo Japan.
Well, man, I can't believe we haven't seen anything yet at all from the Templars or Assassins set in that time period. It makes total sense.
Even the 2D one. Yeah, there's the China, India,
China was there.
Russia, I believe.
Yeah, dude, it was cool. It was different, right? It wasn't your typical Assassin's Creed, but I thought I played. Rest in peace, my Vita. But that's where I played that.
I was lucky enough to get some of them on the Xbox marketplace.
Nice. Well, Scott, you know what you're not getting on the marketplace for Xbox is Starfield and Redfall. Redfall is delayed to 2023. This comes from Marie Delisandri over at GamesIndustry.biz. Bethesda's Starfield and Redfall have been pushed back to 2023. In a message shared on social media, the publisher said that both titles will now be released in the first half of next year. Quote, the teams at Arcane Austin, Redfall, and Bethesda Game Studios Starfield have incredible ambitions for these games, and we want to ensure that we receive the best, most polished versions of them, end quote. The message read. Starfield was due to launch on November 11th, 2022, with the release date announced at the Xbox E3 conference last year. At the time, Bethesda Game Studio executive producer Todd Howard said to the Washington Post that the company was, quote, confident in the date, end quote, adding that, quote, they wouldn't be announcing it otherwise.
No.
Well, no. Yeah, well, that's just where that lies. And then Redfall was revealed during the E3 conference as well, initially due to sometime this summer, Scott. But bad news for both of those titles as they just got delayed.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a copy-paste answer I'm seeing from them. You know, they want the best, most polished versions. And I'm thinking,
we all do.
That is the right decision. And that's at the end of the day, it comes down to that. It is the right decision. But it is just unfortunate. I think of Nate and myself mainly and how this is the most anticipated game after Elden Ring. But again, that does lead into the thought, well, this could win Game of the Year next year now.
That's
Whereas
for sure.
It may have to compete with Elden Ring if it were to make the original dates. And in my foreseeing ability, I think Elden Ring's going to sweep Game of the Year.
Absolutely. I think it's just going to sweep the awards, period.
It might be a real short awards show.
Yeah. Elden Ring. Dude, it's like the Xbox conference. Xbox, TV. Yeah, it'll be going all Elden Ring. I think a lot of it will. Horizon Forbidden West will get a couple little nods here or there, I think.
Yeah, narrative and cinematic and certain things.
So now the big question is, Scott, what's on the dock for Xbox this year for the remainder of the year? What do they have coming holiday season? Because Starfield was the big heavy hitter for the holidays, right? And I took a look. Dude, you know what I found? Nothing. I found literally nothing. Like there are games coming, right? There's third party. There's all these other studios that are developing for it, but
I don't know if we've received a new date for Avowed. I don't believe so.
Nothing at all. So are they able to push out of the way, let Avowed come in, and to go on the other side of that, right? We all know that Elden Ring is going to sweep the Game Awards. Does that in the back is Santa Monica Studios then over on PlayStation side for let's hold back God of War. We don't need to compete. Starfield's not there, right?
God of War would make it an interesting awards show to watch because there's some real competition there.
Well, there's the opportunity now. Okay, here we go. Xbox just lost their big release date for Starfield. We don't have to worry about the pressure from Xbox on PlayStation. Do they even care? I think honestly at this point,
there's a very hastily thrown together. Hey, Destiny 3 is coming out on November 11th.
November 10th, dude. They should do it November 10th, just the day before. So right. Does Ragnarok even come out this year? Do they have the pressure? Like now they kind of relieve themselves from a little bit of pressure of competing with Xbox and go, okay, we can now own the holiday season if we do release God of War this year. Or do we do the same thing that they're doing with Starfield, and that way we have a big competitor from our side to go up against Xbox the following year? Because we already got Horizon, but I don't think nobody's gonna outbeat Elden Ring. It's swept everything this year, and it's unfortunate too because Horizon Forbidden West is still my game of the year. I still love it. I'm still on the quest for the platinum, but dude, some of these pit fights suck. It
is still just the same and just as good as it was when you put it down, though. There is a giant rising star that is Elden Ring, but that doesn't really need to outshine the other game.
No, absolutely. And then of course Redfall was supposed to be sometime this summer. No official date. Just got pushed. Redfall, dude, it didn't hook me. That trailer did nothing for me. I'm not a vampire kind of guy either, but I know Steve was super excited. You were excited for this one. I think even Nate kind of perked up a little bit for it, right? But for me, I was like, all right, cool. People are going to have a good time with this one, but I don't think it's going to sweep how Horizon did, or how people are anticipating God of War or Starfield, right? Or Elden Ring, that kind of scenario.
I think it's more similar to how Back 4 Blood was received, where it'll be a lot of interest, a lot of people bounce in, and then I don't know if they're going to stick around for that long. But I'm curious to see anything about Redfall because, again, I don't think it's been much other than that one announcement.
Just the one trailer, right, coming out of Arcane. And I was surprised to see that particular style, I guess, from them. I wasn't seeing that one coming from them, I guess, right? We've seen, obviously, Dishonored, one of our favorite games of late. Probably won't see another one.
I think one of my favorite games of my adult life.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. It's like, you want a stealth game, man, I'm telling you, you have to, if you're a stealth genre player, like this, Dishonored 1 and 2 are your go-to games. You have to, besides Metal Gear, which is coming up in a second.
It's a very bad game if you want to play as a good bodyguard. We were talking about this yesterday. But if you're in for revenge plots, it is actually one of the best.
Absolutely. Okay, before we move on to the next topic, though, Scott, when do you think they line up? They said early 2023. How early are you thinking? Are we January, February-ish, or are you going to push probably till summer? Do you
I would guess maybe March, April kind of thing. Like the end of the first quarter. Yeah,
I think
if you put it back too far away, some of the hype's gonna fizzle out and replace with worry.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good point. I could see it coming in February. Honestly, I think February would be a great time to have Starfield out there, and then you line up Redfall for the summer again. I think they're gonna be delayed by a whole year. Honestly, I think that's the big push for that one. But dude, let's get into something we've been looking forward to, because we honestly thought this was dead. You look at Konami and you kind of wonder what the heck is going on over there. now that Kojima split and stuff. But it is Metal Gear Solid Remake reportedly in the works. Scott, can you believe it?
Oh, we've talked about it so much that if this comes true, I'm not even sure how I'm going to respond.
That's just it. Like, where do we go from here?
I'll just send you guys a picture of like a big smile and just refer to silence for another week.
This comes from Tyler Fisher over at comicbook.com. A remake of Metal Gear Solid is reportedly in the works. Unfortunately, the report doesn't have anything beyond this. Then intel comes the way of a well-known industry insider and leaker account NGT, who was recently asked on Twitter by a follower if Metal Gear Solid Remake was in the works. And account NGT didn't say much, replying only with, quote, yes, end quote.
If you did know about it, though, how hard would it be not to spill the beans?
Oh, man, I'd be all over this. There's no word as to who is making it, funding it, or when it could be released. Scott, there's no way, not a chance Hideo Kojima is doing this.
No.
We've heard nothing from Bluepoint, man. Like, nothing over there in the world of PlayStation, what Bluepoint is working on. They have to be working on this. This has got to be it. Can you imagine? PlayStation comes out, so they do a state of play. Dude, I wouldn't even do a state of play for this. I would do a big showcase and then drop this right at the end with Solid Snake. Oh, man.
And just take the entire mind share from the entire event with a big bomb like that.
Absolutely. Metal Gear Solid
Summer Games Fest.
Well, man, can you imagine? Like, honestly,
perfect venue.
Metal Gear Solid debuted back in 1998. Oh, that hurts to hear. Courtesy of Hideo Kojima's wonderful mind in Konami's cash, a PS1 exclusive. You're just a twinkle in your dad's eye. It followed Metal Gear Solid 2 Snake Eater, also from Kojima. At the time of release, it was a critical hit, earning a 94 on Metacritic. It sold more than 7 million copies back in the day. Dude, this would make gangbusters. They would blow up.
Did it blow fierce. Up like socially? Was it everybody? It was the hype of everybody, or was it still kind of quiet?
Back then, it was still, there were quiet terms, right? Like the internet didn't exactly explode to where we're at now. There was the internet, but there wasn't, like, people were on forums. Wow, now I'm dating myself.
You had to dial up the number of the. You had to dial up the number of the message board.
Dude, back in the, oh man, really, you were gonna go there? All right, let's do it.
When I was a kid, it was like, hey mom, get off the phone. I'm trying to play games right now.
Oh, it was awful. It was definitely awful. But we're definitely a better place. But man, I remember a buddy of mine going, Drew, you gotta play this. I'm like, all right. And then from there, it set me on a whole new path. And this is kind of, I've talked about it before. This is why I'm here today in this industry.
Formative. No, it really is.
It was incredible. And yeah, I followed Kojima ever since. And then we got into the trailer for Metal Gear Solid 2. Oh, wow. It was.
And then you got hoodwinked. But it was good, though. I've seen that trailer. It's made only sweeter by the bait and switch.
Oh, I was just like, what are you doing here? You're not Snake. Get out of here. This is my game. Go away. You're wrecking my space. But it was good. And then they made it come back with him in 4. So either way, it's if we can get a remake, I think Bluepoint's got to be the one that's got to do it. They have to do it. They have to be the studio to do this. If you put it on another studio, I imagine you can do it. But dude, nobody does a remake like Bluepoint ever. And then, do we get an announcement this year, Scott? What do you think?
Oh, I'm really hoping out now for Summer Games Fest. I really hope we get something, even if it's just a hint. A Nintendo style. They just show the emblem for a moment, and then it fades to black. That would be enough for me just to know it's coming down.
Yeah.
But could Kojima work with Bluepoint, perhaps? Kind of separate Konami from it? Because I know it's oil and water, but maybe there's a way to sidestep that.
Well, I don't know, right? How tainted is he from the separation of Konami? Like, is he actually, that's enough, never again sort of thing? But he did a little nod to them in the trailer for the director's cut of Death Stranding, so there is that possibility, right? He might act as like a supervisor, perhaps, or like just an overseer of the project. Okay, if you're gonna mess with my IP here, this is how you gotta help guide along the path. But you
was that the oranges in the box that you're referring to?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a painful memory because I know the symbology behind it.
Oh, it hurts so bad. But Scott, can you believe it? Jeff Keighley tweeted out yesterday.
Well, that is a pretty reliable source.
Oh, yeah. Ubisoft plans to ship the following games by March 31st, 2023. Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and Skull and Bones. Scott, Skull and Bones is going to set sail this year. Actually, I have it on good word. The Skull and Bones coming this holiday season.
Really?
Yeah. So
this holiday season, holy! And going from hearing nothing to suddenly it is on and it's near. Oh, that's a big change. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to break this down. Right? We have Avatar, we have Mario, and we have Skull and Bones. What order do you think this all releases? And I've already given away when Skull and Bones is coming, so you only have two.
Well, I'm thinking Mario before Avatar, just because Avatar is a huge property and it's multimedia. So I think it'll wait quite a while. And when's the new Avatar movie supposed to come out? Have you seen a release date for that one? I know people have talked about it.
Trailer. Dude, I saw the trailer. People hate on Avatar. I really liked Avatar, and I look forward to the next one. And if you don't like it, well, then that sucks because I think it's really cool.
You'll catch some Marvel movies sometime.
Dude, I've seen them all. Come on, get out of here.
I liked Avatar the first time around, but it was Pocahontas. And so if I see a new Avatar, I want it to be Macbeth, and then I'm all in.
You suck today. Here's my laydown. I'm thinking we get Mario first. I'm probably guessing August, September is kind of where I'm predicting that to fall.
That's quite close still.
Right? I think so. And then from there, we get into holiday season. So I want to say around November-ish, we're going to hear, or if not see, Skull and Bones drop then. And then before March hits, I think you see Avatar come around January, February mark.
Yeah, maybe this has moved ahead. Now it's coming November 11th for Skull and Bones. There's a new vacant spot that day.
Well, man, can you imagine? November 11th, Skull and Bones, not exactly the Starfield replacement, but we'll see what happens.
It rides a big hype wave, though.
It sure does. It definitely does, right? Because it's been so dormant for so long. And a lot of us are really anticipated just to hear flat out canceled. There's no way they're going to make their money back. And the fact that Ubisoft is still carrying Skull and Bones is surprising as all. Because last I heard, dude, this was... I want to say it was like 4 months ago, maybe even longer. Last we heard, they spent $120 million on development on Skull and Bones so far.
Yeah.
And, dude, there's just no way they're going to make that back.
It was a sizable enough investment that they must follow through with it now.
Oh, right? Or you just cancel it?
Scuttle it and you scuttle it and leave it in the ocean.
Scott's here all day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. I walked a lot outside yesterday. I got a different energy about me.
Scott, the next one's all you, buddy. Why don't you take it?
Well, a Dead Space's remake release date has been confirmed for January now. Ooh, this has got my excitement. Maybe there is a future of new games coming out after all. This is writing from Jordan Midler in VGC. Now, the sci-fi horror game will release on PS5, Xbox Series X, S, and PC on January 27th of 2023. That would be the closest January to us right now. I just want to reiterate that is coming soon. In a statement, Philip Ducharme, senior producer of Dead Space, said, quote, "Developing this remake has been a lot of fun for us at Motive, as we're true fans of the franchise and want to treat it with the respect it deserves. I'm enjoying this so far." It goes on further, quote, "It's been equally exciting to see players' reactions as we're taking them on this development journey with us." Ducharme also said that the game is, quote, "making great progress on our road to hitting alpha, and we're happy to announce that the game will be launching in January next year." End quote. The original Dead Space follows Isaac Clarke, an everyman engineer on a routine mission to fix a gigantic mining ship, the Ishimura. Yes, and if anybody's played those games, you know what happened with the Ishimura, and I think you could expect a lot of gross horror. Oh, I know this is not for you, Drew, but let me tell you, this is one of the few games that has actually raised my heart rate.
Wow.
It does not happen often anymore, and so
not for
I'm
me.
so looking forward to it. But the Motive has shown off a little bit of the game in early development with some live streams, and has highlighted the improved sound design and visuals. Again, the other comment I make of this game, the sound design is unreal.
Yeah.
Oh no, it goes on further to say that it's been handled with creative director Roman Campos Areola, the former Assassin's Creed Valhalla game director Eric Baptizat. The title is in development at Star Wars Squadron Studio Motive, and it's built from the ground up in the Frostbite engine. So this is set to be quite a modern redo of this. I don't think it's a half measure.
And to note as well, Scott, it's PS5 and Xbox Series X and S and PC. No PS4 or Xbox One.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that holds a lot of development back at this current stage. Everybody, wants the new console, but we can't all get it. So it's kind of threading the balance. How long do you support the majority that's unfortunate right now?
No, absolutely. I think that's the biggest thing. Last we heard too, Gotham Knights is also getting pushed to next gen only. No PS4 or Xbox One. So we're starting to see that transition now of developers going in and going, you know what, we're stepping it up to the next engine. We can't any longer hold back what we're trying to develop. We want to be able to push our technology, push our game to the next level, and you can't do that by old gen. So now you're starting to see over. But again, we come down to the biggest problem right now is that you still can't find a console, Scott. You still can't get your PS5. You have a hard time still trying to find an Xbox Series X or S, right?
So and those issues are forecasted to last all the way into 2025 potentially. It's hard to say. And as the political climate heats up, as it seems to constantly do, it's only going to extend the shortage longer.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing, because Horizon Forbidden West, right? Next gen and last gen, it's hard to shut out all the users of last generation. PlayStation has over 110 million users, right? Xbox, we don't have firm numbers because they lost that race and don't care to share it. So honestly, that's what it is, right? If Xbox leads the next generation, we'll hear those numbers. But if they're losing, we're not going to hear the numbers. People like to boost what they have because they're above the competition. And in this case, last generation, Xbox got swept. PlayStation just blew them out of the water. And that's kind of where we're at. Now, Xbox, granted, isn't really hurting either. And from what we've heard internally here, Scott, is that Xbox is currently leading the charge, right? They're really starting to make a comeback.
Well, they took a long time to kind of, all these acquisitions, they spent last generation kind of sizing up, kind of arming up for this current gen. And I think it's worked out well for both sides of the fence, really.
I think so. But Scott, we do have a couple releases today. What do we have?
We have Paratopic, and that's on the Xbox One today.
Oh, that way
you went today. Airy, A New Frontier on the Switch and the Xbox One. And we have Evil Dead, the game, on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, XS, Switch. That's a notable one, and PC.
Really? I did not expect that one.
It runs on Switch. I'm really curious.
Yeah. You're looking forward to Evil Dead?
I am. I have some high hopes that I don't think make a lot of sense, but I'm confident they're going to put it together anyways.
Is it on Game Pass? Do we know if it's on Game Pass or not? Or is it just on Xbox and PlayStation?
I'm not certain, but I don't believe it is.
That's fair. I've heard some things about it. Dude, this game is not for me in the slightest. You know what I want to see come back is Evolve. Please bring back Evolve.
Yeah, that would be
Turtle Rock.
I can't argue with that.
Nah, that'd be fantastic. But it seems to be set up in that vein where one is a trap master and the other ones are out there to survive and make their way to the end. So I don't know.
Asymmetrical. Competitive.
Absolutely. But Scott, that's going to wrap up today's show. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us. As always, you can catch us live at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as YouTube at ITG Reviews. If you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Hit us up over the official ITG. Let us know, what are you gaming this weekend? Until Monday, I'm Drew, that's Scott, and we'll see you inside the game.